you're going to be cheering on in this, as we think we'll see quite a few Roddies coming through. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen as we get this set up, we get this rolling. What's up, Moonstruck Fool, coming in with the 17-month resub as well. Dude, how are you doing? Feels as though you show up once in a blue moon and kaboom. Come in with another huge resub. Thank you so much for the 17 months. Can you get some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for the 17 months of love? Calculated is the message. Thank you so much for the 17 months. Taco Stuff coming in with the Cheer 20 as well. How are you doing? Thank you also for joining us tonight, and thank you for the Cheer 20. Do appreciate it. Really, really do. Thank you for the love, guys. We're slowly picking away at Blackshort. He only has, what, like 1,800 health left? He had like 7.8k health on the Bit Boss yesterday after his huge cheer, which is currently top in the chat. And kind of crazy that we're starting to pick our way through it. He's nearly gone. He's nearly gone. Only like 1,800 health left. Crazy stuff. Mr. Merlin Man with the cheer 3 as well says, "Go, JonSnow!" Well, let's do that then. Let's introduce the players at the bottom right. Merlin Man's cheering him on. Let me know if you are as well. Hashtag JonSnow in the chat if you're cheering on the Red Zerg from Psystorm Gaming. To the upper left-hand side, the orange Protoss player. It is the one, the only, the RotterdaM. So, you know, taking a map of kind of Poke Bunny, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. You know, I'll give it a Roddy. That's pretty flippin' awesome. Not gonna lie. If he can take a map of JonSnow, god damn it, I don't even know what I would think. Can you imagine? Like, JonSnow's really good. If Roddy could beat JonSnow, that would be just something else. It really would be. It really, really would be. JonSnow bouncing back a little bit on that, on the hashtag game. 37.5 to 62.5, but Roddy's still the heavy favorite. Roddy's still the heavy favorite. Gonna leave that up for a little while there for you guys. Leave that up for you guys to love. What's up, Krugerson? Dude, it feels like forever since I've seen one of your resubs come through. How you doing? 22 months! Guys, can we throw some Wardy hearts into the chat, please, for Krugerson in the 22-month resub? What's up with the resubs tonight? People are going resub crazy. Looking. There's a message from Krugerson. Yeah, it feels like it, man. I don't know. I just feel as though I haven't seen you resub in forever. I just feel as though I haven't seen you resub or talk or whatever in forever. Thanks so much for 22 months, though. Almost 2 years. That is crazy. Thanks so much. Next is first here for Roddy, but he's going to be going up against an all-in. A Bane Nest coming down right now. JonSnow setting on up into this, getting this ready to go. So Bane Nest coming on down, getting this ready to rumble. We're going to be seeing this set of Lings coming into the left-hand side, and that's going to be the first few Banelings getting ready to roll in a moment or so. So a few Banelings going to get set and ready in a couple of moments. What's up, Semper coming in with a brand new sub as well. Oh my god, the love is crazy. What's going on? Semper with a brand new sub saying, "Hey, Wardy, I don't know who to pick. I like everyone in this group." I know it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough group. Robert Fari with the cheer 100 and says, "On to BlizzCon as well." Guys, give me some Wardy hearts in the chat for all the people showing some love to the stream. New subs, resubs, cheers, and all the rest of it. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate it. I have to talk about this game, though, because it's about to get crazy. Banes are about to morph. Ling speed is here. There's no third hatchery. I don't think Roddy knows about it at all. He has just started up extra gates in the main. He just has such a simple wall-off at the front, and he has no kind of backup wall-off either. He just has no way to really... I guess he's got 2 adepts coming across, but he just hasn't seen the third hatchery yet, right? Or the lack of third hatchery. When he sees that, he might know about it, but that's just going to take him so long to realize. And that's the issue, because his warp gate isn't finished. And, I mean, he skipped the mothership core. No, he does actually have a mothership core, but it's actually moving forwards. He sees no third hatch to the right side. Now the Banes are going to start coming in. He does finish the wall, but it does get killed off again instantly. There is an overcharge available on the right side. He does re-wall, actually. Now the Banes are going to start moving in towards this pylon. But actually that pylon for now is going to hold on, but there's going to be probes having to pull over to keep on fighting. Now that pylon does go down. Extra pylons on the way up. Roddy needs to try and fight with these workers rather than just taking damage. Slings in the main base as well, though that causing some chaos. So Roddy has not lost too much just yet. Another overcharge going down. He just doesn't have warp gate for a few more seconds. But when he gets warp gate up, well, this could definitely change things. If he can get a few adepts out, well, that could go such a long way. These couple of adepts haven't done much. They picked off a few Lings coming across the map. Roddy has to kind of go into kind of crisis management mode. I love this. The mothership core actually going to save the day against the Banelings. Worker's going to pull again as these adepts come in, but there's a couple more Banelings, and that's going to be one of the bigger problems here, I think, as he starts to try and split away the Banes. Not going to go down just yet. The overcharge not ready again just yet either. Targeting down the pylons at the moment. Roddy is still kind of just about holding on. Another weapon of Adepts would be fantastic. He just needs to mine a few more units. He's got a sentry on the way up. 24 to 22 workers right now. Roddy, has he held? I think he might have held, guys. 22 to 23 workers. JonSnow starts up a third hatchery. Some more Banes on the way in, but this time there's gonna be, well, resonating glaives. There's gonna be sentries. There's force fields. There's ways to hold on this time. Oh wow, this is getting a little bit ridiculous right here. We're gonna be seeing, I mean, Roddy's gonna be fully walled off, and JonSnow only just now starting to go back into drones, and maybe Roddy has some recovery potential right now. This was a crazy situation, a difficult situation to deal with. Roddy, he needs to hit the force field. He cannot allow the force field to miss, really, and he is going to hit it. Nicely done. And there's one more Baneling left over. He needs a couple more sentries, and he will be able to keep this gateway alive. Roddy warping in units. He will overcharge as well. He will let this gateway probably fall. Ooh, actually a little bit of a gap to the side there also, but with the overcharge of the units, Roddy turns this around, and Roddy has held on. Guys, what can we say? Roddy has defended the all-in of JonSnow. What a hero. What an absolute Protoss god. Evolution Chamber on the way up. It's not over just yet. As we do see Roddy is going to hold on to this. He comes out of it with a worker lead. Slight army supply disadvantage. Mauling's coming across from JonSnow. Roddy's going to rebuild his wall off a little bit different to what we've seen so far. Cannon part of it as well. Not sure how I feel about the cannon. Maybe if there's another kind of gateway or something here to protect, but right now I'm not sure what the cannon's going to really end up doing. I guess this pylon at the front will go down. Not really the end of the world. Roddy's not really supply blocked or anything. That wasn't really part of his wall any longer, so he's going to be able to hold on. Roddy has defended. And he really does come out of this in a fairly decent position. You know, the fact that he's on Resonating Glaives, if he just goes across the map with Adepts and attacks with sentries, maybe the Mothership Core 2, so he has a recall available, can JonSnow defend? Because, you know, right now, 4 sentries, 3 Adepts, you warp in 3 more Adepts, and you have the Mothership Core with you. Can you actually defend that as JonSnow? When you've got these number of Zerglings out, you don't have upgrades, you can obviously morph in Banes, but then there's force fields, right? I feel as though Roddy could counterattack here. Maybe he just counterattacks purely with Adepts, but I feel as though if he goes with Adepts and sentries, it would just give him that sort of extra little something. And again, use the Mothership Core to maybe recall. It's not the usual sort of attack you go for with these Glaved Adepts, but it is something that could maybe work in this scenario. We'll see what he does here. For now, he's forcing out more units just by sending these Adepts forwards. I love the Dark Shrine, double Stargate to Roddy playing what Roddy loves to play. I was going to say, it's definitely going to be those Phoenix, because that is how Roddy plays. I remember casting him in the Team League earlier this year, and he took down 2 very strong GM Zerg players on Europe with some very solid play with Phoenix Adept. And it was kind of Phoenix DT as well. It was actually some really great play by Roddy. It was actually very impressive as he actually gets over to this mineral line, and Roddy now able to split the Adepts up to minimize the Baneling damage. And again, he was going to lose out in the end. He got a few workers, and he's keeping his opponent down in that worker count. DT's on the way up. You know what? The Lairs only just started. There isn't Spore Crawlers up right now. If DT's come across this map and hit this mineral lines, oh my god, can you imagine if Roddy hits with DT's now and just does like game-ending damage? This could be absolutely ridiculous. Ling's going to come and counterattack over, but there's an overcharge. There's Adepts. The third Nexus is very secure. Finally, JonSnow takes a worker lead. It's taken him a long time to get a worker lead. This game has been absolutely ridiculous so far. 6 more Spore Crawlers on the way up, so finally he is going to get detection just in case those DTs become a thing. Did he see the Dark Shrine? I think he might have seen it poking in at the natural. Nope, just realizing it might be a good thing to have against someone like Roddy, you know. We've seen the Ling was kind of getting poked around again as well. A couple of robes do go down again. 4th hatchery to the upper right-hand side. There's 2 Phoenix going to push their way through this Overlord. It is going to go down, so this Overlord is going to drop. You do see the Hyperless Dam dropping down from JonSnow. This game is going to transition into a fairly normal ZVP setup. Roddy has to make sure he can deal with these Overlords, though. They're going to move around trying to drop. But that's one of the things his Phoenix are going to be very good at. And he saw it with the DT. Goodbye, Mr. Dropper Lord. Roddy's going to shut this down very simply, very easily. So Roddy's going to be able to shut down this Overlord here. And he'll be able to get rid of a few of these Banes as well. Obviously, the Phoenix with the lift and the Adepts here too. It's a very easy hold. He maybe just doesn't actually lose one worker. And as across the map, this DT is actually swiping away on the 4th base. Gets a couple of drones, going to maybe get this Spore Crawler as well. It's not ready just yet, and the Overseer is coming in with these Zerglings. So that is going to be the Spore Crawler going down. Roddy Doing some nice little bits of damage, keeping the 4th base from mining. Now an Overlord going down too. Finding some value with these Phoenix, and you know what Roy's very good at? He's very good at shutting down the Overseers and then using the DTs during the fights to clean up armies. And that's something he might be trying to go for here as he finds himself a few drones over this side. He's going to lose a Phoenix there, maybe overcommitting, but a couple more drones up to the top. Going to be under fire as well. And you know what? Right now, another Overlord goes down. This hatchery is still in trouble. It's still taking damage, and now DTs are depths actually in the natural. Oh my god, Rotty's killing workers here, and JonSnow is not really finding an answer to it. His 4th hatchery is about to go down as well. RotterdaM is actually starting to make this happen here in game number 1 of the second best of 3 of the night. The hatchery does fall. The Overlord gets taken down, and well, a few Hydras on the way up. Another hatchery down to the south side here, setting up again, ready to go. An Overlord with a few Banes inside will pull up the left-hand side as well to see what it can get up to over the next few moments. Phoenix moving around as well to see. Well, I mean, still, these Phoenix are going to be kind of a really useful part of the army for Roddy, of course, throughout the game. I love these Adepts setting up already, ready to come in and attack. Roddy will see the 4th base to the south side. Double Spore Crawler here, just to make sure, just in case, you know, something similar happens, as we are going to see the Phoenix lifting these Queens. Might lose 1 or 2. Ooh, the Hydra's coming in. He needs to get out of there. Roddy can't afford to lose too many Phoenix. How many was that, actually? That was a bit messy. A few more Phoenix going down than you would have liked to. Oh, he loses 1 rallying in towards these Spore Crawlers as well. That double Spore working out for JonSnow. Bane's going to try and roll in towards this right top side base. Roddy is going to overcharge. He pulls his probes away, and he does minimize the damage again. Oh! Well, okay, it's not +2 Baneling. If that was +2 melee, that would have been goodbye, what, at least another 8 workers? Not the case. Roddy only loses 1 probe to this. A drop of Lord to the left side picked off as well. JonSnow in a constant battle of just trying to keep his Overlords alive right now. Overseer lings to the top right as we see these Phoenix still flying around on the left-hand side as well. Couple of Zerglings on the watchtower still cleaned up during these few Adepts. Never got really a chance to attack here, and so they will get taken down. Taking a few lings with them at least. I'm just going to be seeing another couple of Phoenix on the way up. Roddy's still playing this style and still going into what he's comfortable with. Archon's being added into his play. He's got Zealots, he's got Archons building. Starting to go into what is the more standard composition, of course, Zealot Archon. Obviously with the Phoenix support, it becomes a very different affair though. Gets an Overseer, a couple of drones, loses a Phoenix once again. 13 minutes into game number 1. This started with a Bane Burst where we all thought Roddy had died. But he held on, he turned it around, and here we are. In an absolutely ridiculous game number 1 to start off this series. Roddy is going into this with kind of the real attitude of, I have absolutely nothing to lose. So I'm just going to throw everything I have at the guy. And so far, it's working pretty well. The one thing I don't like about this push forwards right now, he does not have, I really feel like, the way to actually fight against this many Hydras, but he's going to try and go for it. I just feel as though this number of Hydras is a bit too many, and I feel as though maybe just even with a War Prism to get more Zealots in here could go a long way. He pulls back in time, though, before he actually loses too much, so it wasn't too bad in the end. Just get a War Prism up, Roddy. Start hitting these bases around the sides, you know, hit the main base, perhaps. Get those Zealots warping in, play on that kind of high number. Get the Temple Archives up while you War Prism play and use that Storm, or get into that Storm, which is going to be a key feature of being able to deal with the larger number of Hydras now. Some Bane's top side going to get lifted again. Really nice shutdown by Roddy. Not being caught off guard by a lot of this harassment. He's really limiting the, he's really stopping the Zerg player from doing too much in terms of slowing him down. A few Zealots here will be forward to me. It's again a nice idea, but when you walk from so far up the map, it's a good chance of being seen before you get there. And that's where the War Prisms come into play. Get a couple of them on the map, get one into the main base perhaps, get that going. The issue is he can't build a War Prism right because he doesn't have a Robo. Just with the way that he's open with the double Stargates, etc. He's actually completely bypassed the Robo early on. Just going to see his drones getting picked up here once again. Again, Roddy just going to sacrifice a couple of Phoenix to get some workers. Is it worth it for 7 workers and an Overlord, a couple of Phoenix? Oh, he loses 1 more Phoenix on the way out, but grabs the Hydra. It's a tough one to say, as Roddy will be establishing a 4th base top side. He's getting Storms in his army now as well, but if JonSnow pushes before Storm is ready, well, this could be very problematic for Roddy. I mean, it's what, like 30, 40 seconds away? It's so close. He cannot afford to lose this, though. Banes are on the way up. He can't really afford to take a fight before that Storm is finished either, I don't think. He's just right now a little bit out of position because he's positioned towards his 4th base, not towards the front of his 3rd, and that could mean trouble if he loses that upgrade. And JonSnow lining all of this up with drops in towards the main and natural to do more damage as well. Love this initial Archon, but unfortunately isn't able to do enough right away here. We're actually going to see the Banes going up this right side. I mean, it's going to be met by a bunch of Archons, but the High Templars starting to go down as well. 34 workers just disappear all of a sudden as the Natural gets blown up, and also obviously the main army pushing through here too. The thing is though, Rotti does have an army to fight, and that is what he's starting to do. I don't think he's actually dropped a single storm, but he is starting to chase these Hydras away. There's the storms coming down finally. Getting a nice little bit of something onto those Hydras to push them back. Rotti is down to 19 probes, but the army supply is still somewhat even, and maybe there's just a chance of him pushing across the map. He's picking off a lot of Phoenix as he goes. Sorry, a lot of Hydras with the Phoenix as he goes. The more of that he does, the better a chance he has of this follow-up working out. What should he do? I mean, he's got so few workers. He has to attack, right? He's opening a couple more High Templar. It's rough, though. I mean, you don't really want to commit forwards, right? Because you're in this position, you can't warp in defensively or aggressively, etc. It's rough. We're going to see a couple Archons coming over here as well. Nice. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, he saves 3 of the probes of the 6. Not bad there, using the Archon to try and tank some of the damage. Still these units from Rotti pushing forwards, coming through the center. We're going to see what else he can do. We're going to see these couple of High Templars do not have energy for Storm. Oh, he has 1 Storm available. I think these Banes are just doing a little bit too much, though. Hydra's still pushing on forwards, and it looks as though Rotti will not have enough here. A good game, though. I mean, you cannot deny that he really put up a fight. Like, you know, send me a Twitch whisper. I will send you the replay pack by the end of the stream. 400 plus replays, and you'll get the replays for the rest of the month as well that you're subscribed. They all come labeled by matchup, player, and map, so you can literally just browse your way through hundreds upon hundreds of replays and become the best StarCraft player you want to be. Also going to have a sub-tourney this month, in the next couple of weeks, I imagine, because I mean, I guess there's only 2 weeks left in October, right? But there will be a sub-tourney at some point too for you guys to look out for, so watch out for that as we go into game number 2 of this best of 3. To the top right hand side, a gas pool opening from our Red Zerg player. From Sizestorm Gaming, it is JonSnow. Currently holding a 38% of the chat vote. Still though, the chat favorite, our Orange brought us down a game to the bottom left on Mech Depot. It's RotterdaM. After this, guys, we do have RotterdaM playing against Jig in his final matchup of the day. Then we will have, I believe it is Jig against Poke Bunny, JonSnow against Jig, and it will be JonSnow Poke Bunny to finish off our evening as we look to advance 2 more players into the quarter-finals of the WardiTV America's Open. If you're wondering when the rest of this is going to be played, well, we're here all week, basically. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're back at the same time, 3 p.m. West Coast for Group C. On Friday, we're back as well. We're not here Thursday because there's a Ting NA group on Thursday. You guys should go and watch that instead. But we are here Friday for Group D. Saturday and Sunday will be the playoff days. Round of 8 on Saturday, round of 4 and finals on Sunday. We will be starting a bit earlier, about 3 hours earlier, so midday West Coast on Saturday and Sunday. Just making it a little bit more EU-friendly on the weekend while we still kind of keep the focus on the Americas. So that's what's going on for the... sorry, rough throat. So that's what's going on for the week if you're looking to catch more of this competition. You want to show your love for this competition, get on Matcherino, !Matcherino in the chat. Throw some coupon codes our way. WTVAO will add $1 to the prize pool for free. And on top of that, obviously if you want to add some money to the prize pool yourself, you're more than welcome to. It's probably the best way to show us support for this sort of event if you want to see more events in this sort of time zone in the future. Those sort of bits and pieces. Alright, so setting up here. Getting ready to roll. You can see what's happening from JonSnow. I haven't talked much about it, but you can see the burrowed roaches in game number 2. JonSnow playing with Rotti here a little bit. You know what, with the Twilight Council opening, Rotti doesn't really have an immediate way to deal with a burrowed set of roaches, right? He doesn't really have a way to do this as we set on up and look to see what will happen. What's up, Poison? Will I be your date now? Fine, I guess I'll be your date. Okay, I get it. You had to sub to me to get to be your date? God, that's when I know you're desperate. Thank you for the sub, though. Do appreciate it. Alright, let's see these roaches. They're actually going to elevate her up into the main base. I don't know if Rotti can actually hold off against this. It's a bit of a weird situation. JonSnow being cheeky, being aggressive. And this might be a bit of a faster end to that first game. Can Rotti find the miracle hold? No detection against the burrowed roaches. It will not be easy. Roaches coming into the main base. Roddy's going to be like, what? I mean, you drop an overcharge and the Roaches just back away, and obviously won't fight in the overcharge right away. Now some Roaches coming up in towards the natural. We're now going to see these units just going to try and start fighting. A Forge on the way up. I like it. Roddy actually realizing perhaps that some sort of detection is probably going to be necessary. Love this overcharge as well, but that's where the burrow play will start to really come on through. Roaches making it into the mineral line out of range of that overcharge. Roddy, I think the biggest issue is how is he actually going to get enough, well, how is he actually going to build the cannons if the Roaches are already dealing so much damage, right? Pros will pull away up in towards the main base. Roaches and Burrow now continue to push on forwards. Those Roaches still coming on in here, and we are going to see this pylon going down. Twilight will be unpowered. Again, it's a bit of a counter to Roddy's Twilight play because, again, it's just not going to be tech up initially or detection up to continue fighting those Roaches. We do see the Robo on the way. A Robo here obviously does give Roddy a chance to build an Observer, then an Immortal, both of which would be fantastic at sort of dealing with this sort of stuff. Problem is, these Roaches are just not dying. JonSnow lost a couple Lings and a few Roaches, but overall the Roaches just don't die because whenever they get low, they just get burrowed once again. Cannon on the way up over here will help them to continue defending the mineral line if you can keep it alive. Overcharge going down as well. That cannon will finish in a moment. It will get a Roach kill or so. JonSnow doesn't respond. The Robo will start to build up an Observer. An Immortal to follow up here sometime soon would be fantastic as well. Now we are going to see these Roaches starting to take some real damage now. We're back a bit further away. 25 drones to 28 probes. Roddy is still alive, and this is still only a 2-base Zerg. It's just now really starting to drone up once again. Observer coming through, and so Roddy will be able to start dealing with this a little bit better now. Here comes the first Observer, so he'll actually be able to start fighting against these Roaches a little bit better. Has to be careful though. Does not want to lose too many more of these Stalkers. A couple micro mistakes from Roddy. He needs to try and make the most out of this as another pylon goes down. JonSnow still dealing damage, but Roddy will hold on once again. He will hold on once again. I was going to see these Stalkers coming down to the low ground. Pylon will be killed off, but I think Roddy can stabilize now. You know, the fact that he just has the detection permanently means the Stalkers can fight against these Roaches for once, compared to previously where they just weren't able to. Mothership Core actually just needs kind of needs a pylon to overcharge. Would help out a lot. Mothership Core is still dealing some damage. And the Stalkers again coming back into play. Actually starting to do quite a bit here. A couple more Roaches going down. Not really worth overcharging that pylon. But again, Roddy will hold. And you might not think he holds in a very good position, but down only 6 workers, the army supplies are equal. He's going to get his glaive. He actually cancels glaives. I actually don't mind canceling glaives, because if you think about it, Roaches are already up, and so is there really a reason to go into glaives now when your opponent already has units to defend glaive adepts with? Much better go into something like charge, something that's actually going to be useful throughout the rest of the game. A single Immortal here is going to be beautiful as well. +1 on the Forge. I wonder actually if Roddy just goes in towards a whole bunch of units and tries to counter-attack off the back of this attack, because he is actually up in supply momentarily here. JonSnow admittedly is throwing down a lair, +1 missile, etc. Starting to get set up and ready to go. This cannon about halfway done at the moment. It's going to be seen the Immortal going to be popping out of this Robo top side. Stalkers still just gathering together, a couple of drones, then pulling over to the right. This is crazy, man. JonSnow is like not in a lead in this game. I'm telling you right now, Roddy is in a decent position. And yes, as JonSnow gets a HydroDam up, it becomes a very different scenario. But 3 extra gates, I mean, Roddy, he's got something to say about this. These Roaches coming in, but the cannon in the main base is helping to defend. And obviously the Stalker's coming over now too. So these Roaches get cleaned out, and there's an observing. Well, I guess the cannon is still in range, right? You just see the extra gateways though, JonSnow, which has got to be a bit of a giveaway. That's 5 gates now. I think if Roddy just gets a Warp Prism and moves out, then I think it's a powerful attack, but I guess with Hydras coming in, it becomes a bit awkward. And Roddy would have to spend some money on sentries, get some force fields going. He is going to go for the Prism, though. And Archives, too, so maybe just going to get some Archons in this and make this kind of one overall very large push as he gets set to push on forwards. So we'll just overhead for JonSnow as Zergling to the left-hand side, too. There's a Hydra, a couple of Queens setting up from JonSnow here. And getting ready to go. That Warp Prism is about to pop, and the Templar Archives will also be finishing for Roddy. 2 more gateways just coming up in the main base. Alright, then going to be seeing this army starting to push across. Roddy, this is his moment of truth. The thing is, the transition out of Roaches and into Hydras is here, and there is a fairly sizable number of Hydras. There's going to be +1 missiles on them as well. Does Roddy have enough? No sentries in this, and that's kind of scary too, but he does have an Archon on the way. Oh, he's got his 2 Archons, but they're quite far back. They are quite far back at the moment. And maybe Roddy's just taking a little bit too long to really come forwards and attack here. Yeah, you can just see that army supply of JonSnow's just been sneaking up recently. It's a tough one, because when do you know is the right time to attack? The one thing I will say is that it is just going to be Ling Hydra against, you know, a Mortal Archon. I guess no upgrade on the Stalkers or Zealots kind of hurts, right? They're just pure gateway, you know, there's no charge or anything. That would have made a big difference in this. He's just going to be seeing another couple of High Templar coming in, and another Archon. 4 Archons, 2 Immortals. He's just going to, I think he's just bringing the Stalkers to the back of the army here. I don't think he's actually going to drop. A few more Zealots swarming in. This is it, Rotty's moment. 18 supply-ish down. He has to go, though. I mean, Third Nexus on the way. I think he has to at least poke and prod and try and do something. He is starting to set up charge and some bits and pieces behind this. Let's see what he can do. He's going to force JonSnow to start pushing forwards into this here. And again, I think one of the biggest issues just will be the lack of Zealots able to charge on in. And I think the Hydra's just going to be able to do too much damage. But it's still a very valiant defense from RotterdaM.